Hey guys, this is Thoke. Welcome to Bootstrappers World video series. This is the intro video where I want to say hi to all the budding entrepreneurs, startup owners, those who have raised funds, those who are trying to raise funds, those who have been part of startup ecosystem basically. So we would again be mixing हिंदी and English क्योंकि हमारी बहुत सारी जनता है जो हिंदी में प्रेफर करती है कंटेंट को. And of course, most of the essentials would be covered in English so that those from outside India or from southern part of India who cannot follow Hindi fluently can also follow the series without any problems, right? So मेरा नाम है ओम ठोके, जैसे आप लोग जानते हैं. I bootstrapped Webfosys on March 27, 2009, and it's been one hell of a ride, right? And it's 11th year of operation. We would be completing 11 years on March 27, 2020, right? And it's been an amazing journey of 11 years where I've seen lots of ups and downs, and there has been a ton of shit that has happened. So dealing with those those mishaps has been kind of blessing in disguise because it always brings out the best in you. And sometimes you have to somehow give up a lot of things on the personal end, go through some hardships. It's part and parcel of the journey of entrepreneurship, right? So I don't want to talk about my success stories because what happens is whatever I did in 2009 may not be relevant today if you're starting up. Although the basics remain same, right? But the failures, they're usually uh, something that you can learn from, and it's always relatable even in today's scenario. Let me give you an example. For example, in 2009 and 10, I made a lot of money with Google AdSense just by spamming, right? I mean, in a blunt way, if I have to put it, those thin content size sites like made for AdSense blogs, 5-page blogs, they used to generate a lot of revenues. So on an average, my car blogs with 1,000 hits were giving me about $5 to $6 RPM, right? So per 1,000 hits, I was making $5-6. Doesn't happen today. Of course, you can make $2 or maybe even three, or you might make $5-6, but it's not as easy as it was in 2009. सो आज आप वो सेम 5 पेज कॉपी पेस्ट टेम्पलेट से उतने पैसे नहीं बना सकते हैं. बट अगर आप मेरी मिस्टेक्स पे जाएंगे, राइट, सो व्हेन यू सी हाउ व्हाई डिड आई फेल. Number one, we were fools to keep 50 sites on one VPS, right? Then we were also stupid not to realize that we should not be linking so many sites so that Google can find the footprint. Mistake number three, डोंट पुट ऑल योर एग्स इन द सेम बास्केट. सब कुछ एडसेंस डिपेंडेंट था. तो ये 3 मिस्टेक्स जो हैं वो आज भी इतनी ही रेलेवेंट हैं जो न्यूबीज करते हैं, राइट? सो इफ यू आर स्टार्टिंग आउट एंड यू आर मेकिंग मनी फ्रॉम blog and let's say it starts working, right, and you're making $10 a day, $30 per month is still a decent entry level salary, right, for 0 to 1 year experience digital marketing guy. So you would be happy, right? And then you start scaling and you go to, let's say, $1,000 a month, and then boom, what do? It's not a job, right? At least salary एक फिक्स डेट पर आ जाती है. मैक्सिमम 5 से 10 तारीख तक आपको मिल जाती है, आपके बैंक अकाउंट में आ जाती है. बट if your AdSense gets banned and it's zero, then you're back from maybe $1,000 तो 70,000 रुपये हो गए. It's a respectable salary somebody gets only after at least 4 or 5 years, even in IT industry, right? My own IITian brother, he started in 2003 with a salary of 20,000 rupees because उस time economic वही crisis चल रहा था, and those days some of the good companies had hired but then backed out at the last moment, so he had to join a shitty company to begin with, and then he evolved, and it took him almost like 15 years. Now he's at a very good position with I don't know exactly, but some package of 40 to 45 lakhs per annum or something like that. So if you see it, it takes a while for somebody to grow from zero to see total $1 million worth of deposits in his bank account, right? And startups are all about pushing you to the limits, right? Pushing further beyond the boundaries you have seen. And it's definitely not for the faint-hearted. Let me tell you this very honestly. People think, oh, it's an amazing thing, to do a startup. I would look cool. I would just grab beers on weekends, party all the time, no 9 to 5. Of course, it's not 9 to 5. It is 24/7 and 365 days a year. There are no holidays. Even if my employees are on holiday, it's not a holiday for me, right? Because काम है तो है. जब काम आप somehow सल्टा के भी बैठे हो तो भी then taxes हैं, dealing with GST का भसड़, then you have so many other things happening, man. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy, let me tell you. And it is hard. It is hard. So don't get fooled by that neighborhood guy who thinks startups are cool and you're just gonna make money and then life would be set and you don't have to report to a boss, you don't have to anything. It's definitely just the opposite. It's exactly the opposite, right? So you would have very little time for yourself, you would be slogging all the time, you would have money crunch when you're starting up and even when you're scaling, and you would have to deal with things you would have never dealt before. You would have to deal with Indian taxes, Indian compliance and whatnot, right? So it is not going to be an easy ride for you, let me tell you very, very, very honestly. And it's still not easy for me today, and it's still not easy for anybody for that matter who's is a business owner, right? So in this introduction video, I just wanted to emphasize on the good and bad. Of course, I want to give you more of my failures so that you don't repeat those mistakes, right? And you can learn from them. I would also be sharing some success stories or some tips which are still relevant in 2019 or going forward in 2020. But yes, I mean, those hacks which worked 10 years ago, they no longer work. And the second problem is, even if there is a hack working which is working today, right, and I give it away, what happens is there are like 100 people, they would try to do that. They would try to, instead of exploiting it, they would just publicly post in groups, right? फिर होगा क्या अगर उससे दो पैसे किसी के बन रहे थे, वो 100 लोग कोशिश करेंगे, किसी के भी नहीं बनेंगे, right? So it kind of loses meaning. So I've seen people selling hacks, like I don't understand that. But anyway, even if I were to sell, let's say there is something which is making me $10,000 per month today, right? अब मैं उसको 1 million में तो बेच नहीं सकता, correct? So let's say I sold it for a hack for $1,000. कितने लोगों को बेच लूँगा? Let's say 30 people, 50 people, 100 people, ठीक है? 100 people, of course, $1,000 is $100,000. अब वो steadily मेरे लिए अगले 1 साल तक $120,000 प्रॉफिट बना रहा था, correct? 10k into 12 months, 120k. Now and maybe it might have lasted more because I was exploiting it for last 2 years and it was working fine. Now one of those morons goes and posts in group publicly or does something shady or does anything which ruins this, तो क्या होगा? जो खरीदा है उसके भी पैसे वसूल नहीं होने वाले, जो चल रहा था उसकी भी बैंड बज गई, right? So usually, I mean, to be very honest, nobody shares trade secrets, right? So if you're expecting that from a so-called guru, I'm sorry, that's not happening. And he's only gonna tell you what's not working today, which is fair, because मैं भी क्यों बताऊँ यार, मेरा जो अभी आज सबसे अच्छा चल रहा है, if there is some trade secret I know of, I would never tell you. It's very obvious, and I think it's fair because I found that exploit, and that's how I'm minting money from that. So also, like, I just wanted this to be very clear to those who are starting up कि कोई ऐसा magic portion आपके पास पोर्शन कहीं से आने वाला नहीं है. कोई अचानक से आपको प्लेट पे सजा के सब कुछ नहीं दे देगा, $1 million नहीं दे देगा. Even funding is I mean, I've seen stories, but then it's not that easy, right? It's not that easy to raise funds. तो अगर आप सोच रहे हो कि ओहो okay, I will go create an MVP and then that's it, एक angel आएगा 100K डालेगा and that's it, my life is set. Sorry boss, at least not in 2020, 2019 and 2020. It's not this way right now. Of course, a funding wave keeps coming every now and then, but they pick back best of the best, right? So just wanted to make this intro video. In the next video I would talk about uh, the importance of scaling the right way, and how the journey usually takes place from a 0 to 10K to 100K to a million and beyond. And also why, not why, I mean, also the fact that only about 10% people, I don't know, I'm just making up stats here. Probably I feel that not more than 10% people in the world have ever seen $1 million worth of transactions in their bank. And if you want to be one of them, imagine it's you're talking about something more than a well-paid IIT IIM guy, right? Even like, if you take example of my brother, let's say his annual package is 45 lakhs, so उसमें से 30% तो tax कट जाते हैं, right? So even if he's making net 35, it's gonna take him what, 35 lakhs, 1 year salary is, I mean, after taxes would be 35-40 lakhs, right? 35 lakhs. So 10 years is 3.5 crores. 20 years is about $1 million, right? At this level. 20 years, and it took him, I don't know, like 15 years from 2003 to 2019, 14 years, 15, 16 years to get to this level. So we are talking about a time span of 30 years to see that $1 million. Of course, salary is not full profits, right? Salary में फिर आदमी की lifestyle आ जाती है. He has to pay car EMI, house EMI, फिर थोड़ा बहुत अय्याशी में credit card bills, and then मस्ती में, I mean, of course you have family life, so you buy stuff for household items. So कितना बचा सकता है आदमी, right? It's like 20-25% max if you are very conservative, which I'm absolutely not, I suck at that. Maximum कितना 25-30% बचा लोगे, right? So you're talking about 30 years with I don't know, 300K, right? So wealth creation doesn't happen that way. It usually happens from the assets. So let's say he bought something 10 years ago, अब उसकी value increase हो गई. For example, we had bought a plot in 2003, I guess. 3 लाख रुपए से होके वो कहीं बढ़ चुका है, आई थिंक शायद उसकी वैल्यू बहुत 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 ज़्यादा होगी आज, राइट? सो wealth creation doesn't happen but just by sitting on liquid cash, right? It has to be in a much planned way, and that scaling process is what really defines your success as an entrepreneur, and your growth and your future, where you would be 5 years from now and stuff like that. So I will go deeper into this example of $1 million, and how it's gonna be very difficult for anybody just to first talk about $1 million, and but actually make those $1 million, and then also sustain from there. Because a lot of cases what I've seen is फंडिंग में तो मैंने देखा ये लोग पागल हो जाते हैं. They raise $1 million, they've never seen $1 million, they don't know how to utilize those $1 million, and then they go on a spending spree. बहुत aggressive marketing करते हैं. We have seen examples like housing.com, and I mean, I'm not just pinpointing anything. Of course there have been failures due to multiple other reasons. It's not just mismanagement of funds, but usually it's the topmost reason why startups fail to go to the next level, because they don't know how to manage their finances well. And I have been equally guilty, I mean, right? अगर बट यार देखो, बचपन से कोई सीख के तो आता नहीं है ना. मेरे बाप परदादा कोई बिजनेसमैन नहीं थे, किसी ने मुझे सिखाया नहीं. सो इट वाज नेचुरल. जब एक बंदा 2010-11 में, राइट, उस टाइम पे, आई मीन ऑफ कोर्स इवन टुडे 5 लाख की बहुत वैल्यू है मंथली. बट उस ज़माने में मतलब आई नेवर सॉ, आई मीन आई नेवर प्लान्ड माई एक्सपेंसेस. इट वॉज लाइक अच्छा ये है इसका, अच्छा 2 लाख रुपए है, ये तो कल आ जाएंगे, चला जाएगा, ख़त्म, बूम, चला गया. इट एक्चुअली केम एंड इट वेंट ऑफ, राइट. ओके, ई एम आई है, नो वरीज, कल का पेमेंट है जो इससे ई एम आई कर दो. अच्छा ये जाना है, ये ट्रिप करना है, 2 लाख रुपए लगेंगे, अच्छा ये वाला पेमेंट है, इससे कर दो, राइट. सो इट वॉज लाइक आई नेवर properly planned my finances because I was making enough, right? So वो जो फितूर सवार रहता है, young blood, like जवानी का जोश. So I made those mistakes, yeah. Like I mean, it's a very common thing to do that because you're not taught all these things in college. Sadly, it's not an inborn gift that you get inherit from. एंड नोबडी एल्स टीचेज यू दिस इन लाइफ. तो जब आप पैसे कमाते हो फिर आप उसको मैनेज करना सीखते हो, फिर उसके बाद बहुत सारी चीज़ें सीखते हो, राइट. सो that's pretty much the reason why I feel a lot of people fail to go to the next level, right. So that's it. It's already 16 minutes. So hello once again. Please subscribe to the channel. We would be building a separate channel for Bootstrappers World very soon, but for now it will all go under my own Thoke channel. I will make different series and then segregate those videos separately and upload them on separate channels once we have enough videos. But to keep the audience engaged, I would be pushing all of those contents for now on a single channel. And once we have enough, then they will get segregated on Bloggers World, Bootstrappers World. We are also building a channel for Bangalore World for all the Bangalore nightlife, pubs, and restaurants. Then there would be Dropshippers World for dropshipping and e-com related stuff. We also have a private group, but then it's not relevant for the public. So that's it, guys. See you next time. Bye bye.